Good morning, students. In this video lecture, we are going to start the new chapter. And in previous chapter, we have seen concept about the torque produced in a current carrying coil placed in a uniform magnetic field. We have seen the working of galvanometer, and we have also seen how we could make a ammeter by the help of a galvanometer, and also we have seen the concept of voltmeter and sensitivity, defined sensitivity, and these things we have did in the previous video lectures in previous chapters. And we have also defined the magnetic dipole moment just like electric dipole moment. Now we are going to the new chapter, which is Earth's magnetic field. Earth magnetic field and magnetic substances In this chapter we will talk about the magnetic field of the earth. What is the theory behind the magnetic field of the earth, how it is produced, what is the cause? There are theories which are in favor of the magnetic field produced by the earth, that they are giving the reasons. So we would just understand that what are the theories related to earth magnetic field in the favor of earth magnetic field. We would define very important concept here: angle of dip, angle of declination, and how we would find the magnetic field and the horizontal and vertical components. And so we would first of all start some geographical analysis of the earth. So let's say this is the earth. Let's say this is the earth, and this is, let's say this is the geographic north. Students, geographic north and magnetic north both are different terms. Don't correlate, don't make them similar, don't make them same term. They are different terms. This is the geographic north, means the direction which we use, we say that this is east, west, north, south. These directions are geographical direction: geographical east, geographical west, geographical north, geographical south. So these are geographical east, west, north and south. So let's say this is the north, and it is geographical north. So differentiating with magnetic north, which we are going to define just after some time. So I am taking a symbol small g for the geographical north. This is the geographical north pole, and let's say it is geographical south pole. This is the geographical south pole, and we know that earth rotates on its axis also. So earth rotates like this, and these are these points, because we know that earth is flat on the poles. So the distance between these 2 points will be maximum, and this plane, this line joining like this from the center is called equator. Is called equator. So this is equator. This is equator. This is the longest distance on the earth, we can say. And a plane this, a plane horizontal to this line, this plane is called equatorial plane. This plane is called equatorial plane. Equatorial plane is horizontal to the surface, horizontal to the, you can say, equator. This is the equatorial plane, and the plane from here we can say this is the pole axis. This is the axis of rotation. Now we are going to understand what is the cause of, what is the origin of the magnetic field of the earth. We know that अर्थ की खुद की एक अपनी क्या है, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड है. सो अर्थ की मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का कॉज क्या है, द कॉज ऑफ अर्थ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. अ थ्योरी वाज गिवन दैट इनसाइड द अर्थ, यू नो दैट इनसाइड द अर्थ देयर इज many metals and they are in form of liquid, in form of, there are many different layers of the earth inside the earth. We are talking about inside the earth surface. There are different layers of the earth, and there is a layer in which metals are in liquid form present in the earth. Metals are in liquid form present in the earth, and you have seen also in volcanoes, when volcano eruption take place, that part of which you can say lava, that part of liquid comes out from the earth and spread, and you see in case of volcano. So it means there is definitely inside the earth there is a liquid form in which metals are present, that part. And you know that the temperature of that particular part is very high, and if the temperature is very high, it means the atom present in the metal, the atoms of the metal becomes ionized, because the electrons of the atom would get sufficient energy so that they can leave the atom, and the atom becomes ionized. So there are actually, we can say, in lava they are actually in molten state of the metal. In liquid form we can say there are number of metals, ions, and as we know that the earth rotates on its axis, it means that charge, that ion, now we can say that charge is also revolving with earth. And you know that if a charge moving in a loop, it creates a current. Suppose a charge, you have seen in a coil, if a charge moving, then you know that there is a current. If a charge, positive charge is moving like this, it means current is in the direction of the motion of the positively charged particles, means current is in this direction. So where is the direction of the, if current is there, charge is moving, you know that what is the cause of production of magnetic field? The motion of the charged particles. It means there is a magnetic field. So if there is a magnetic field, so it means same case in case of the earth, because inside the earth there is a molten state, there is a metal, there are metals which are in the molten state, and the ions of the metals are in, and the atoms of the metals are in ionized state, because the electron could get sufficient energy so that they could become ions, and they are rotating with earth, so they are contributing, they are similar to a current carrying loop, and we know that in current carrying loop there is a magnetic field because of the current carrying loop. So in the same way there is magnetic field in the earth. So this is the theory given by some scientists, some geologists we can say, which give what is the cause of earth magnetic field. Now where is the magnetic pole of the, now we are talking about magnetic poles, not we are talking about geographical poles, because they are north and they are south geographical poles. Now we are going to talk about the magnetic poles. Let's say this is a current flowing, and if this is a current flowing, we can find out the direction of the magnetic field. So how we will find the direction of the magnetic field? Like this, placing our hand in the direction of the magnetic field. So current is moving in this direction, so place our right hand, so this is, so what is, where is thumb pointing? Thumb is pointing outward, so this is dot, and in the lower face of this loop there is cut, so it means we can say like this. Magnetic field coming out from the upper inside the lower phase, because we know that magnetic field lines are closed loop. They are not a open loop. They can be open loop. They are always closed loop. They are not a open loop. You already know this point. And electric field can be open loop, can be. So magnetic field, magnetic lines can be always a closed loop form. So this current carrying loop is behaving like a bar magnet. You can see here, because from the upper phase magnetic field lines are emerging out, and from the lower phase of this loop they are going inside. So it means this will behave like a north pole, and the lower surface will behave like a south pole, and the lower phase will behave like a south pole. So it is just like a bar magnet. In the same way, our earth is, we can say, there is a imaginary, we can say there is a imaginary bar magnet. We can say there is an imaginary bar magnet. There is an imaginary bar magnet. We know that bar magnet north and south. This is the direction north, and this is towards the south, north to south. In the same way, when the magnetic field lines for the earth was drawn, how it was drawn? The magnetic field lines of the earth was drawn by taking a compass, and you have seen, we have already do this practical in lower class. We take a bar magnet, on a chart paper, and we took the compass and moved the compass around the bar magnet, and the direction of the align, in which direction the compass needle align, that is the direction of the magnetic field. We know that point, and joining all the directions by taking the compass different places around the bar magnet, we find what is the particular magnetic field line, what is the direction of the particular magnetic field lines present due to the bar magnet. In the same way, when the magnetic field lines were drawn for the earth using the compass, so it was seen that magnetic field lines for the earth was like this, which I am going to draw. The magnetic field lines of the you can also draw the more lines here also. These are the magnetic field lines, and the direction of the magnetic field lines was like this. These are the magnetic field lines of the earth. So what it means, it was seen that because of the molten ions present inside the earth, deeply inside the earth, so in that, because of that ions which is moving with the earth rotations, there is a magnetic field, and as we have seen here, this is the north and this is the south pole. So we can say there is a bar magnet, imaginary bar magnet. There is an imaginary bar magnet inside the earth, buried inside the earth. But it is not in real, because we know that there is the magnetic field because of ions moving with respect to earth rotation. So we just taking, because these lines are just like similar to the bar magnets as we have drawn, we have seen in the bar magnet case. So we can say that inside the earth there is a bar magnet which is like this, because this is the north and this is the south pole. Sorry, this is the south and this is the north, because the magnetic field lines entering at the south pole and this is the north pole of this bar magnet. These are not the magnetic south and magnetic north pole. Magnetic south and magnetic north pole are defined in a different way. They are just the south and north pole of this bar magnet, imaginary bar magnet which we took here, and you can see now to define the, so it means this is the axis, we can say this is the axis, this is the magnetic axis, we can say this is the magnetic axis, this is the pole axis, geographical axis, pole axis, and there is an angle, they are deviating, they are not coinciding, there is a deviation, and that angle is approximately 11.3 degree, and this deviation of the magnetic axis of the earth and the geographical axis of the poles of the earth, this angle is shifting time to time, this angle is changing after a long time, after many years the angle is changing. So now we are going to define the magnetic north and magnetic south. So how we would define the magnetic north and magnetic south? The magnetic north is defined, for that if you took a deep needle, magnetic dip needle, dip needle is different from the compass. Actually, dip needle can move in a vertical plane. Dip needle can move in a vertical plane, and it is like this. If you draw a diagram of a dip needle, we can say this is a dip needle, and this needle is supported by like this. This needle is supported by arrangement, and this needle could move in this direction. So if this is the surface of the earth, and if we take the dip needle like this, in this way, if we place dip needle, if you hold our hand like this, so this dip needle could try to align itself in the direction of the magnetic field, and we know that you are seeing here around the globe the magnetic fields you can see around the globe. If you are at this position, and you hold the dip needle parallel to the surface, then magnetic field could be in this direction, so your dip needle could be aligned in this direction from the horizontal. This is your dip needle, and this is the horizontal with respect to earth. So your dip needle could dip, it could dip either in downward direction or it could dip in this direction also. So this is also called the dip angle. The angle which is made by the horizontal to the earth surface and the axis of the needle, dip needle, or we can say from the magnetic field of the earth, the angle is in between horizontal and the magnetic field is called the dip angle, which we would discuss in the next after some time. So you are seeing here that the magnetic field around the globe is not always horizontal to the surface. So dip needle could rotate in this plane which is vertical to this earth surface. It means dip needle either can this way, either can this way. It could be horizontal, it could be also become vertical. So it has to rotate in this plane, and this plane, it means this wall, in this plane dip needle can rotate, and this wall is perpendicular to this surface. So dip needle is like this. It could rotate in all directions on this particular vertical plane, so that we can exactly find out the direction of the magnetic field at the place. Now, it was seen that when dip needle was situated, when dip needle was positioned at this place, it was seen that the dip needle would become, because it always points in the direction of the magnetic field. So here the magnetic field becomes vertical to the surface of the earth, because this is the surface, and magnetic field has becomes vertical. You are seeing that they have become vertical. The angle between the surface and the magnetic field has becoming 90 degree. So the dip needle could align like this. The dip needle could align like this, and you know that if it is the magnetic imaginary bar magnet south, so it would be the north of the dip needle. It would be the north of the dip needle. And in this place here on the globe, and at this place, the dip needle could align also vertical. It could align also vertical to the surface. This is the surface, this is the dip needle. So there is the angle of dip. You can see this is the surface and this is the dip needle. So the angle between the surface horizontal and the dip needle, yeah, you can say angle between the magnetic field or the horizontal surface is 90 here, and also at here, and these two places the angle is 90. But here the point which is the pole of the dip needle which is pointing towards the surface is south. This is south, because this is north, so it is south. Both are attracted to each other. So this is now, because we have the direction of the magnetic field, the direction of the earth magnetic field was like this. So according to this is north and south. This is the north, imaginary bar magnet north, and this is the south. And from north, magnetic field lines emerging out, and from south, they are entering. Now we are finally going to define the magnetic north pole and magnetic south pole. What are the magnetic north and magnetic south pole are defined. You are seeing here the north of the magnetic dip needle is being vertical to the surface of the earth. So this point is defined as magnetic north pole. This place is defined as magnetic north pole. North pole. It means we can denote this as magnetic north pole and magnetic north pole. And this place can be defined as magnetic south pole, because the dip needle south is pointing toward the earth surface. So this point is defined as magnetic south pole. Magnetic magnetic south pole means this is south SN. This is SN. They are actually defining. You know that the compass always we say that the north of the compass is along the north direction of the geographical pole, but actually the compass is the north of the compass is telling us the direction in which the magnetic north pole, because the compass needle is also aligned itself toward the direction of the magnetic field, but compass is taking like this urgently. So this direction, this point is defined as magnetic north pole, and it is written as, I have written N. But don't, it means magnetic north pole is besides the geographical north pole, and magnetic south pole is beside the geographical south pole. Both are in the same hemisphere, because this is the geographical north and the equator divides this earth into hemispheres. This is called northern hemisphere, this is called northern hemisphere, and this is called southern hemisphere. And in northern hemisphere, north, geographical north, and also the magnetic north, both are present, and in the southern hemisphere, the magnetic south pole, and the geographical north, this is the magnetic SM, magnetic south pole, and this is the geographical south pole, both are present, but they are not along the same line. There is a difference, there is an angle in between them. There is a deviation, and that deviation is 11.3 approximately, because this is not constant, this is changing after a long time. This changes after a long time. So this is all about magnetic north pole, magnetic south pole. I think you have cleared this particular concept here. Now, but you have to keep remember one point here. If you are observing here that the magnetic field lines are emerging from, if we talked about in terms of magnetic north and south pole, so we can see that the magnetic field lines are coming out from the south pole. They are coming out from the south pole and going inside the north pole, magnetic north pole. Why? Because we have just defined these south pole, magnetic south pole, and magnetic north pole. But in actual, there is a bar magnet, imaginary bar magnet, and we know that this is the north and this is the south, and these are the magnetic. So the magnetic field lines are because of this, not because of these poles. We have just defined, we have just named these poles for simplicity, because if we give this name as north, so the people could confuse that in the northern hemisphere there is a geographical south and there is a magnetic north. So there would be complexity, there would be confusion. So for simplicity, this is defined as the magnetic south, just beside of, we can say magnetic geographical south. But in actual, magnetic field lines emerging from magnetic south pole, and they are entering into magnetic north pole. So you have to clear this particular terms here, don't confuse here. Now we are going to tell what is the angle of the day. Angle of day. This is geographical north and this is the geographical south. This is the magnetic north and this is the magnetic south. And the angle in between them is 11.3. Now we know that the magnetic field lines are like this. And they are coming out from south, magnetic south pole, and entering into the north pole, magnetic north pole. Now, suppose you can see that this is the equatorial plane. This is the equatorial. Yeah, you can say this is the geographical equator. You can say this is the geographical equator. Geographical equatorial plane. This is the geographical equator. This line is the geographical equator because it is the mid of, according to this, north and south, which are geographical, and we can say this is the, what is this? This is the magnetic equator. 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 And this is the magnetic equatorial plane. This is the magnetic equatorial plane. And this is the magnetic equator. Because this is the magnetic axis, magnetic north, and this is the magnetic south pole. Now, at this place, which is at the equator, which equator? Magnetic equator. If we are at a magnetic equator and we just holding the dip needle, parallel to the earth surface, this is the earth surface and this is parallel to the earth surface. So we are holding the dip needle parallel to the earth surface. We know that at magnetic equator, the direction of the magnetic field is parallel to the surface. So it means there is no deviation in the dip needle. The dip needle will remain as it is. There is no deviation in the dip needle because dip needle is aligning towards the magnetic field and the magnetic field is parallel to the horizontal surface, earth surface. So we can say there is no dip in the magnetic needle either in upward direction, either in downward direction from the horizontal. So the angle of dip, which is also called angle of inclination, and it is represented by I, or we can say theta, angle of inclination. And at the magnetic equator, theta, or we can say I, is 0, either here, in both, because here also magnetic field lines are parallel to the surface. So dip needle would be in the direction of the magnetic field, it would not deviate, it would not dip. But at other places from the equator, or from the, we can say from the equator, there would be inclination, there would be dip in the dip needle. And if we talk about, let's say at this place, this is the horizontal, on the surface, and this is the, if we place the dip needle like this, it would align itself in the direction of the magnetic field. And as we are seeing, finally magnetic field at this pole, at the pole between, the lines are moving like this. So lines is moving, tilting like this. These are parallel lines here in front of magnetic equator, and as we move towards the magnetic north, the lines are bending and they are trying to become vertical to the earth surface. So in between magnetic equator and the magnetic north pole, in this region, we can say there is a dip, and in the same way there is also a dip here in between this and this. And if at this place, this is the horizontal which is parallel to the earth surface, so the dip needle would dip in the downward direction. In the northern hemisphere, it would dip in the north towards the surface of the earth. North of the needle would dip towards the surface of the earth, because we know that why we name it as northern, why we name it as magnetic north, because at this point the dip needle north would become vertical towards the surface of the earth. It means from magnetic equator in the northern, we can say the northern hemisphere of the magnetic, in this part, in this region, over the globe here, over the half of the globe here, the dip needle north would point toward the downward, point toward the surface of the earth. And in this region, lower side here, we can see this is what surface, and this is the dip needle, and it is pointing in upward direction, north of the dip needle. It means if this is the surface, in this way, the north of the needle would point in upward direction. It means angle of this in this direction from the horizontal. This is the angle of the dip, and in upward, in this part of the globe, the dip needle north would in toward the earth. So this is the horizontal, this is the dip, this is the angle of dip. Now in the next video lecture we will talk about angle of declination, and we would resolve the component of the earth magnetic field in vertical and horizontal component. Here we would also see that you could see here that at this place there is the earth magnetic field in this direction. So this is the earth magnetic field in this direction, and this is the angle of dip. If we draw this separately, this is the angle of theta, and this is the surface of the earth, horizontal parallel to the surface of the earth, and this is magnetic field which is represented as P. So we could find the horizontal component and the vertical component of this magnetic field with respect to surface of the earth. So for this we would draw the perpendicular in this direction, and this component from the tail of this vector, and at the point of perpendicular, this is, we can say this is B cos theta, and this component in this direction perpendicular here, and this component of the magnetic field from here to here is B E sin theta. In this triangle you can apply the trigonometry. This is B sin theta, which is vertical to the ground, and this is parallel to the horizontal. So this is called horizontal component BH of the magnetic field. This is called the vertical component BB. So we can say horizontal component of the magnetic field is B cos theta, and the vertical component of magnetic field is B sin theta, where theta is what? Angle of dip. Where theta is what? Angle of dip. And at the magnetic equator. Theta is what? 0, because there is no dip. Theta is 0. So we can see here, if theta is 0, in these two terms, this would become 0 because sin 0 is 0. So BH equal to B. At magnetic equator. At magnetic equator, there is only horizontal component and which is equal to the resulting magnetic field also. At the equator, there is no vertical component at the equator. And at the magnetic poles, just opposite, theta is, this is horizontal, and this is the dip needle. Dip needle becomes vertical and towards the surface of the earth. The non-dominant dip needle towards the surface of the earth. This is the angle which is 90. So if you put 90, cos 90 is 0. It means BH equal to 0, only BB here. So BB equal to B. Magnitude wise, B equal to B. The magnitude of vertical component of the magnetic field is equal to the magnitude of the earth magnetic field at the poles. In both, they are only vertical components. There is no horizontal component at the magnetic poles. And in other places, rather than these magnetic places at magnetic equator and magnetic pole, the remaining places there is both component, vertical component and horizontal component. And if you take the compass only align in the direction of the horizontal component of the magnetic field. Why? That is the reason we couldn't use the compass here for the finding the dip angle. We have to take a dip needle which can rotate in a vertical plane, because compass is taken horizontal and it rotates, it deviates in a horizontal plane. I think you have cleared all the things. I have tried to clear the concept of the earth magnetic field. Now in the next video lecture we would see the many different things related to earth magnetic field. Thank you.